And for the final portion of the record collection, I sort of have a category labeled other. Stuff that I didn't really, soundtracks and some compilations, stuff that I didn't really feel could be placed in any of the other categories. Here is, I guess you could call it a soundtrack from California Jam 2. This is the one where Hart and Ted Nugent and Aerosmith played at. I love that video of Ted Nugent playing Cat Scratch Fever at Cal Jam 2. They show it on VH1 Classic sometimes. So, I got it just because I was interested in Cal Jam 2. I'm a little disappointed with the song selection. I think they could have picked some better songs to put on here. But, what do you do? Here we have, if I can get it, the soundtrack from the Woodstock movie. I'm really into Woodstock. I think it's cool. I like hearing about it. I don't know if you can see all that. But yeah, this is a good soundtrack. It's got some of the highlights from the movie, like Soul Sacrifice and With a Little Help from My Friends and Hendrix playing the Star Spangled Banner. There's a lot of copies of those, too. I see them around quite often. But there's not a lot of copies of this, Woodstock 2, the second volume to the Woodstock soundtrack. And I mean, there's tons of them now, but I guess these two are the original two. This one has, Mountain and Melanie, Woodstock Boogie by Canned Heat. Just sort of a expansion. I think it's cool that this was released. I'd been looking around for this one for a while, mostly because of Woodstock Boogie, but I'm glad I found it. Here is Average White Band. I don't know a whole lot about this. I really only got this because we played Pick Up the Pieces in jazz band last year. My last year of high school. So I figured, well, it'll be kind of cool to pick it up, I guess. Kind of funky. Here we have Get the Knack. Got My Sharona. I really like that song, actually. It's a very cool song filled with sexual innuendos. So very neat. I like the back cover. I always think a Cheap Trick when I think about the Knack, even though I really don't think they're all that similar. They just got this power pop image, I guess. I think I got that for $1, actually. Yeah, I did. Here we have Good High by Brick. Again, another album my high school band teacher told me about, because he played, I don't know what song he played on here. He played some song from this album, and I really liked it. Funk is a genre I've wanted to get more into. Want to get some more LPs, by like Sly and the Family Stone and James Brown, bands like that. So I saw this, and I recognized that my teacher had showed me, so I picked it up. Here we have A Flock of Seagulls' first album. Like I said, I have a soft spot for 80s pop, and this is a really cool album. I like it because it sort of stands out from other 80s stuff because of Paul Reynolds' guitar work. It's just a really good album. I first heard A Flock of Seagulls when I was a young kid, and it's always sort of stuck with me. Here we have the Smokey and the Bandit soundtrack. This is kind of a cool album to have, a cool little novelty album. It's really not anything of musical merit. I just got it because I love Smokey and the Bandit. It's one of my favorite movies ever. And I thought it'd be cool to have the soundtrack. I like how it has the CB dialogue on it. Here we have Songs from the Big Chair by Tears for Fears. I love Head Over Heels. It's a fabulous song. So because of that one and Everybody Wants to Rule the World, I picked up this album. Haven't listened to it a whole lot, except for those two, obviously. But like I said, 80s pop. Can't go wrong. Here we have the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever. Believe it or not, I have not ever seen Saturday Night Fever. With a guy who's as obsessed with the 1970s as I am, that tends to surprise some people. So hopefully I get around to watching it someday. But for now I have the soundtrack, which is predominantly Bee Gees. So you can't go wrong with that. And finally, we have some records that are quite special to me. They are by Fu Manchu, one of my very favorite bands. Here's the first one I ever got, Return to Earth, 91 to 93. This is a compilation of their... They released, I think... Yeah, they released a 10-inch. Well, it was a 7-inch, but they reissued it as a 10-inch. I'm actually getting that one. It's on the way. But after that, they had 3 7-inches that they released before their debut album. And this is a compilation of those 3 with some additional tracks. So it's kind of a different sound from their later stuff. They still have a lot of their sort of punk, sludgy influence. I mean, they carried their sludgy influences, but I guess it has a more punk edge. I don't really know how to describe the sound. It has a little laminated insert. Pretty cool. This one is called The Covers. It's a compilation of all the covers that they ever did. It's got songs like Godzilla and Six Pack, Moving in Stereo, Chevy Van. I'll try to show you the vinyl. This jacket's a little cranky sometimes. It's got this sort of a gray marbled swirl vinyl. I have no idea if that's what it's actually called, but that's what I call it. So I got this for Christmas. I've been wanting to get it because that cover of Chevy Van, as well as they did a version of Thin Lizzy's Jailbreak. Those were originally released on 7-inches, I believe, and they are quite hard to come by, especially the Chevy Van one. So that's the predominant reason I wanted this. It's got all the... this is most of the album covers of the songs they did, not all of them. Here we have the reissue of their debut, No One Rides for Free. They pressed this on black vinyl, colored or yellow vinyl, and clear vinyl. This is a clear vinyl copy. I think there were only 300 each of the clear and yellow vinyl pressed. I wanted a yellow vinyl, but the clear one came up first on eBay, so I figured I better snag it up when I have a chance. It's got a cool gatefold on it from one of their early gigs. This album, too, has a bit of a different sound than their other stuff. It's got quite a few more up-tempo songs. This is actually a pretty short album because, I don't know, I guess it's got the tempo of your standard punk songs, but sonically it's what they were doing for pretty much the rest of their career, which is kind of a slow, sludgy, typical stoner rock sound. And here's my latest vinyl acquisition, the reissue of their second album, Daredevil. I really like the back cover. Yeah, they just reissued this. I think I bought a copy like the day after they announced they were going to reissue it. It's got this awesome turquoise vinyl. I don't know what it looks like in the camera, but I love the color. This one is not a gatefold. I kind of wish it was, but what do you do? So they just reissued this, and this one, once I do my CD collection, if I decide to do it, you'll see more, but this is probably my second favorite Foo album. In Search Of would probably hold the spot for first favorite, but definitely a cool album. This one and In Search Of are their more fuzzy, bottom end heavy songs, I guess you could call it. Or albums, sorry. And that is Nashmeister 76's vinyl collection. I can't talk today. Like I said, I've got another 10-inch from Fu Manchu on the way. Should be here within a few days, and I'll make periodic updates whenever I get new vinyl. So I hope you enjoyed the look at my vinyl collection. So talk to you later.